Happy Friday to all who celebrate. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, I've been having a nice relaxed one today because again the executive function is just starting to return. So I very specifically used the word relaxed rather than chilled or unproductive or quiet. Like I actually got on with quite a bit of stuff. My new so I've been building a new website for my bike business, banffbikes.co.uk, and that's nearly ready for launch. I've been working on that most of today, which I'm pretty happy with. Making a website in a day. It's not particularly exciting, but it's got, sale page where I can list any bikes I've got for sale, and I can contact form, address information, that sort of stuff. Details of my pricing, and yeah, it's something that honestly I've been needing to put it in place for ages, but it's all part of this kind of new launch, which is, I'm really feeling pretty happy about doing it. And then the Hearth and Soul site is going to be next, with just kind of general information about the umbrella company. I've got a few brands now that we're going to be running underneath it. My bikes, my metalwork, freelance web design, Nina's jewellery, Nina's tutoring. Sorry. So we've got quite a few strings to our bow, and collective bows. But anyway, that's that's going to be a helpful thing, I think, for putting these sites together. I'm fine at building a site. I'm not the best designer in the world. Like I'm very good at making code work and making functional things, making things that look super pretty. It's not naturally my wheelhouse, but I've been doing okay with these. And then content is always what I struggle with, just because I've spent most of my life not really thinking of myself as a writer, although that is changing. That is changing massively over the last month or so. So I'm always encouraged, slightly more optimistic when I've got a website build to do, when I just know I've got all the content. Because the other thing with content is you can't really build a website without having an idea of what's going to be on the pages, in terms of sizes and shapes of images and text. I mean, images you can kind of decide that if you just know there is a spot for an image. But when you've got text that could potentially be any length, you've got to know that it's going to adapt and work. But if you've got a good idea of the information you're going to present, you can kind of use that up front to, I guess, just make it the best version of what it can be. So I'll hopefully launch the Banff Bike site in the next couple of days. I'm not trying to do anything major with it, but if I can just point people at that when, if they're asking what bikes do you have for sale, that's great. And also, like, it can just start ranking on Google. Like, I want people to be able to Google bike repair in Banff and find me, or bike repair North East Scotland or wherever it is. So that's going to be, it's just another piece of the puzzle. It's another piece of the puzzle. And I've just got to keep working through them, really. That's all I can say. I had a meeting last night, online one, about this community development trust thing that we're trying to sort out. It was another one where we had kind of a guest speaker telling us about somebody from, there's kind of an association of Scottish development trusts, and she was telling us, about how they can facilitate and what kinds of other trusts there are around and experience she's had. So that was really nice. I think we're now at a point where we're just waiting for somebody to put their hand and volunteer to be the chair. at which point what we want to do is have kind of a launch event, launch the new website, which I built, of course, launch the residence plan, which is it kind of came out of the series of meetings and events that were a precursor to this development trust thing. And it's kind of a case of taking them, keeping the momentum going. We've got those two kind of tangible things. We've got this residence plan. We've got a website. We've got a small but excellent core group of people that kind of want to keep this moving forward. So hopefully we've got wheels in motion. It's something I've been asked to rejoin the community council, and I will do. But honestly, Development Trust is much more appealing to me. It's for those of you who don't know, it's kind of an organisation that can do lots of things. It's going to lobby the council, for example, to push for the priorities that have been highlighted, development-wise within the town. It's going to be a body that can apply for funding, both to run its own activities, but also potentially to help fund others within the community. There's one over in Huntley. It's amazing though. Don't know. I think they were gifted some land. I want to say that, and then they got a grant to. They got a grant to build a wind turbine on it, and then that's just a massive income they have permanently now. They've got a whole building in the main square of Huntley that they fund, and there's a cafe and there's a cinema. It's incredible. It really is. So yeah, there's a lot can be done. What would be the word? I got a little bit introverted. Not that I'm not always introverted. I got more introverted towards the second half of most of last year. I'd run out of spoons. My energy was down, and I was kind of pulling away from stuff and people, and I don't think pulling away as a whole was. I think it's what I needed to do at the time, but it's certainly not something that I wanted to be a permanent solution. And I think when I moved here, we moved 400 miles. We knew nobody. I was just like, I have to get involved. I have to just do stuff, get involved, meet people, which we have, and it's been great. I've met loads of awesome people. However, I don't think I was necessarily thinking long term about, are these the things that I want to do? Am I doing these things because I have passions for them, or am I doing them because I'm there and I'm trying to put myself out there and meet new people? And I think probably on balance, there was a bit more of just trying to put myself out there than there was, okay, what is it that I want to do in my life? And I think that's changing now. I'm taking time. I'm thinking, no, I do want to be. Of course, I want to be a really active part of this community, but I want to do it my way. I want to be involved in the things that I am going to feel motivated for, the things that I feel I can add value to, and I just think that's the right way of going about it, really. So yeah, I figured it out in the end, if not at first. And yes, that's all I've got to tell you for today. I hope you are going to have a lovely weekend, and I will see you next time.